There she goes. Bear or bull? Well, we got the bear side tonight. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got the live deerfield cam up and just put it up here, and there was like 50 tropical fish. Oh, there's a cute one swimming around here. And then as soon as I start spinning the coin, I think I scared them all off. So, hey, what's up? Didn't do yesterday's show. The markets were closed, and there's one thing that I normally, I don't take every holiday off, but when there's market holidays like the New York Crime-X markets were closed yesterday, not a lot to talk about. The world markets were open, but they're usually sideways. So I will probably most times close my business when markets are not open, and I'll also not do videos as well. Well, let's take a look at tonight's quote here and see what's going on. The golden rule: whoever has the gold makes the rule. This is absolutely true. It's been true for centuries. And what does this really say? Commodities, folks. We're talking about commodities. And we're living in a whole different time right now, a whole different world. I think the world is ungluing from a fiat-driven economies, fiat-driven worlds, banking-driven worlds. We're kind of moving into a time where a country's wealth is determined by its resources, not by its banking system, not by its fiat dollars, not by its bullshit economics, but by its resources. And resources can mean a lot of things. Resources can be, obviously, as we know, oil. Resources can be minerals. Resources can be even services to some degree, but not banking services. I guess resources can be banking services, but not really. Resources, but what we're talking about is primarily oil, resources, and minerals, and all kinds of things that we use to make products on a daily basis. We're moving into a new era, from fiat, again, to a commodity-driven world. And I think we're starting to see that with, take a look at the Russian ruble. The Russian ruble, once it kind of de-dollarized itself, and now I'm not talking about the war, I'm not going to justify it one way or another, but the Russia has had a plan for quite some time to de-dollarize, as has China. They saw how we weaponized the U.S. dollar. The worst thing our politicians could have ever done is weaponize the U.S. dollar, but they did it, and they gave the signal years and years ago to all these other countries. France. France got the idea when we started spending more and more, and we started defaulting on the Bretton Woods Agreement. And France got the idea early on, back in the 70s, when they started asking for their gold back from the U.S. Treasury. They said, hey, we want our gold back, start repatriating our gold. They saw the writing on the wall way back then. However, a lot of other countries were doing their own thing. China was doing their own thing at the time. Russia was doing their own thing. But eventually China, Russia, Iraq, Iran, all these countries eventually accepted the dollar and used the dollar in trade, even if they didn't like us, didn't like our foreign policy, and you can't blame some of them. We've never had a good regime change that didn't turn into a shithole somehow. I don't know how they let the CIA rule the world like that, but I digress. The golden rule is whoever has the gold makes the rules. And I'm going to kind of rephrase this a little bit. Whoever has solid commodities that are needed in the world makes the rules. And gold is one of those commodities. It's real money, So look what central banks covet. They covet gold. Well, let's take a look at gold prices. And by the way, premiums. I'm going to talk to you about silver premiums in this video, and we're also going to talk about spot prices on different websites that sell silver, APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion. I've noticed that there's a big difference between the spot prices they show on the selling prices versus the spot prices that we're all using, all the dealers use. So I'll get into that in a moment as well. Take a look at the gold price here, 1831.29 currently. And before I get into gold and silver prices, sorry about. I shouldn't say sorry, nothing to be sorry about. Markets were closed yesterday. It's a new holiday, Juneteenth holiday, I believe it is. Markets were closed with gold, silver, and precious metals in New York Crime-X markets. And typically, I do close my store when gold markets are closed. I also don't do the videos. And there's my excuse why I didn't do a video yesterday. Plus, it was nice to have a little 3-day stretch. So, 1831.29 currently right now. Again, look at that range, 1831, 1833. Not much of a range, not a lot to talk about today. And, as I said in my video last week, gold and silver are holding their own. The other markets were hemorrhaging, crypto markets, the equities markets, bond across the board. Even the real estate market's starting to tank. Gold has done very well, held its own. And I know some people are saying, well, silver's done shit for the last couple years. Well, there's a lot of reasons why silver's done shit, but it's provided, and gold too, not as good as it should be, but a lot of manipulation. And again, I'm just so tired of talking about that. So we're going to skip manipulation for the rest of the night. And let's take 2151, 2170. That's that's like a 20-cent range there, more or less. And kind of, very tepid, not tepid, but very slow for silver prices. They've been moving in like 50-cent dollar ranges recently. So again, kind of sideways like gold, and platinum the exact same, 934 to 941. Take a look at that. Currently sitting at 934. So these markets are kind of sideways stable, holding their own. And I think they're going to continue to do that. The only market, well, take a look at this. Palladium jumped up a little bit, but I believe palladium was below gold for a little while. But there's a market I don't understand, so we really don't talk about palladium too much. Just interesting how that metal went from $3,000 and $4,000 to about half of where, to half, more or less, in that range. Let's take a look at the 24-hour charts. Not a lot to look at here as well. Kind of boring. So we're going to skip over tonight's markets real fast. And some stability out there, some stability in these markets. And there's your Juneteenth holiday right there where the markets were closed. Market kind of sideways, bouncy between that 1830 and 1840 range. Little bit here in the aftermarket's down, but still we're in that 1830 to 1840 range where we've been sideways. Same thing with silver. Take a look at the 24-hour silver chart. Juneteenth yesterday where the markets were closed, and why you didn't see my videos, and why I was closed here at the store. Actually, we were open, I admit it. I kept the open sign up while I did spring cleaning, but we were kind of officially closed. Not a lot of precious metal trading going on yesterday. And again, you can see silver drifting back up. So silver's been in that $21 to $22 range for quite some time. Hey, one thing that I've wanted to mention again in this video is the premiums on silver have dropped dramatically. I mean, it's really, I can tell you why, because retail sales of silver have dropped off quite a bit in the last month or so. Retail people have not been buying silver and gold as much. I think a lot has to do, it's the summer months. This is pretty typical this time of year for precious metals, especially on the retail end of it. And everybody's out there fishing, riding their boat, shooting their guns, doing hunting, doing whatever the hell they do that they have fun with the family or by themselves. So this is that time, where the North, the great white North, is out there and enjoying themselves. But besides that, markets have been kind of sideways too, not real exciting or anything like that. So that usually doesn't create the temptation to go out there and buy. People aren't afraid, well, silver's going to jump up dramatically this week because it's been quiet the last month actually. Silver's not going to jump up dramatically, so I can wait. That kind of attitude, but it's been quiet in silver sales, and I think this is the reason why we're seeing much lower premiums in silver. And again, I'm going to pull out my little wholesale sheet and talk about that in a moment. Let's take a look at what happened to the stock markets today. I just don't understand this. All I can think of is intervention by the plunge protection team, and maybe some belief that this is it, that we've already hit bottom in Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ. But I don't believe that to be true, and I think a lot of people smarter than me don't believe that to be true as well. Since I'm not an expert in stocks, that's about the most you're going to get out of me on discussing this stuff. Just kind of, noticing and sharing with you where the price is going. Other than that, again, I can't tell you where it's going to stay, or actually where it's going. Just like gold and silver market can't tell you where it's going. I'm just telling. We're just talking about where it is right now. God, did I make any sense in the last 2 seconds or the last 20 seconds there? I think my brain is kind of freezing up. A couple things I wanted to talk about. Obviously, you know that I have a brick and mortar store here in South Florida, and we advertise to beat JM, APMEX, and SD Bullion, who are all reputable companies. They're the big companies out there. JM happens to be like the Walmart of bullion online. But one thing I've been noticing of late, and I've noticed it before, but even more so now, is that the price of silver that they show right here is substantial. Look, 2161. And that's the silver ask price, 2183. It's been bouncing around this evening. And let's take a look at where Apmex is. And let's take a look here. Let me take a little sip of water here. 1 second, my throat's dry. Hit that button. All right. And let's take a look at their spot price here, $21.89. It looks like it's jumping up again to $21.83, so they're pretty close. And let's take a look at SD Bullion, who has their spot price at, I'm going to refresh that, obviously, $21.80. So they're all within like 7 or 8 cents or something like that with each other. But take a look at what, this is a dealer trading spot prices right here. And I'm going to do a quick refresh here. And let's take a look at what the ask price that most dealers are using, all right? And where is it? Spot prices, $21.65. So Apmex, SD, and JM Bullion, I'm not quite sure what they're getting their ask prices for, which, that's what their product is, their product selling prices is based on their ask prices, all right? A lot of times myself and a lot of other folks like yourself will go out there and you'll take, for example, silver's at 21, hang on 1 second here. Let's get back over to JM. They're showing silver at 21.83. So you know that if you just take that times 10, a silver bar melts for $218.30. Then you can go to the price of silver, look at silver bars, subtract, where's 10-ounce bars on here? And by the way, I don't mind showing you Apmex, JM, or SD because I can beat their prices on their common better priced silver products, as should your local dealer as well. So if you live in South Florida, I'm the guy to see, but that's my advertising for the rest of the night. 10-ounce bars. Let's take a look at what 10-ounce bars for. So you would take a look at, there you go, as low as, but you got to be careful as low as. That's if you buy 50 or more. So, the average investor out there, the average stacker out there is buying a couple at a time. He's cost averaging. So let's say he's in that 110 area. He's going to be paying $266 per. So you would just subtract $218.50 from $266. That shows you the premium, okay? But again, what I've noticed is that, and you call your local dealer and you say, hey, listen, Apmex, JM, or SD, they've got 10-ounce bars at $266.40 per unit, or not? No, they wouldn't even say $266. It looks like they're selling them for spot plus $4.25, but they're really not, because your local dealer is probably not using JM, Apmex, or SD's silver ask price. They're probably going to one of the professional sites. We have a paid subscription site. This is one of the free sites out there for dealers that do hedging and stuff like that. But take a look at the silver price that dealers would be using, and that's probably pretty damn close, $21.65. So clearly JM, SD, and Apmex is hedging their silver prices on the ask side by at least 20 cents and maybe 25 cents at times. That's what I've noticed. So little tough if you're trying to price your local dealer or someone that's using an ask price that's lower. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, make sure that you take a look at what silver price someone's using versus when you're comparing different local dealers, or even if you're comparing your local dealer with the online guys. And as I said, hopefully your local dealer should be able to beat the online guys like JM, Apmex, and SD. And I don't say that because there's anything wrong with JM, Apmex, or SD, but I say it because keep that money local, folks. I got to tell you, even myself, if JM Bullion or SD or Apmex lived in my neighborhood, I'd even go buy metal. So I'm just kidding. But I'm trying to press the point that keeping money local is really, really important. Remember, when you spend money with your local dealer, even if you spend a tiny bit more than what you'd pay for Apmex, SD, you're buying it here local, you're getting it in your hand. And even if he doesn't have it on hand, you can ask him to order it for you. A lot of dealers will do that if they don't have it on hand. And they'll be competitive with Apmex, JM, and SD. We are, all right, but we usually have a lot of stuff on hand. But keep that money local. Remember your local dealer, and when you come in, and myself included, my customers come in, they spend with me. I spend with the AC guy that fixes my AC. I go out and buy cars. Well, I've been trying to buy a car for a long time, but I go out and that's a bad example to use. I go out and I use plumbers. I go out and buy at the local stores. I eat at the local restaurants. You know what I mean? So that money gets put back in the community, and really, I'm a big fan of buying local when you can, even if you have to pay a little bit more, because I can't tell you how important it is to our our communities economically now. Well, let me get out of that and premiums. Gosh darn. Dun 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 dun. Silver premiums, all right, have dropped dramatically. You know, gold premiums have been very reasonable for quite some time now. Gold availability has been pretty good, but silver premiums have dropped dramatically. And I think that because there's a lot more stuff online right now, the mints are geared up a lot more. Maybe not the U.S. mint, but the private makers, the 1 ounce, 10 ounce, 100 ounce bars, the generic makers, have been gearing up more and putting out more product because that's where I see the lower prices. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I would expect to pay if I'm going to buy from other dealers online. Thereabouts, what other dealers are asking wholesale for their gold, silver, and platinum coin. I'm going to stick with gold and silver right now. I'm not even going to go to gold. We're going to stay with silver because the premiums are so low, and I don't want to make the show too long tonight. I'll go to gold another night, but gold's been very reasonable. 90% constitutional silver, diamonds, quarters. The premium on that stuff is still pretty high. If I got to go out and buy it from other dealers, I've got to pay between $6 and $7 an ounce over the spot price, and that's still quite high, man. For you guys that are sitting on 90%, you're not going to get $6 and $7 over for it. But if you can get like $4 and $5 over, and again, I'm going to tell you, you can get a great deal, by just switching 90% into generic with your local dealer. Let's take a look at what 100 ounce bars. 100 ounce bars are down even significantly. In small quantities, you can buy, 100 ounce. In small quantities, I can buy silver bars, 100 ounce bars at +2 from other dealers. Thereabouts, give or take a little bit there. So my customers are probably going to pay around +3 on 100 ounce bars. That price has been lowered significantly. 1 ounce rounds even. I think I can sell them for +4 in small quantities, and I believe that, and again, not +4 of JM's price, but +4 of the lower price. That's not a dig on JM SD. Well, that's SD actually. That's not a dig on those guys. I think they're just using spot prices that are 20 and 25 cents higher on the ask side. Don't know why, don't know how. And again, it's their right to do that as well. If they want a quarter more, they're going to get a quarter more, and they're allowed to do that. I just wanted to kind of bring this up. I found it kind of a bit odd. Silver 1 ounce rounds, again, +4. They were like +5 and more not too long ago. So the premiums have dropped dramatically. 10 ounce bars seem to be like in big demand out there. And the availability of 10 ounce bars, 1 ounce bars used to be harder to get than 10s, but now it's just the opposite. 10 ounce are seemingly a little harder to get. They are available out there, and they're more than the 100 ounce bars, obviously. So you expect to pay around spot +375 from your local dealers. Don't know what Atmex, SD, and JM are selling them for, but spot +375 plus an honest silver price. I should say an honest silver price, but a spot price that's about 20-25 cents lower puts you locally, and if you come into my store, at a much better deal than what these guys are selling for, and Atmex and SD. Again, I encourage you to find a good local dealer. Kilos, still a great freaking deal. I like kilos, man. Never a big fan of them in the past. Now they're super popular. People ask for them, and you can buy them for the same price as 100 ounce bars. How the hell do you beat that? That's a great deal. And kilo bars are readily available. I've got them for like +3 in small quantities, and again, I'll beat Atmex, SD, and JM Bullion on their prices, not using their 20 cent, 25 cent higher ask price, of course. So, again, can't quite figure this out. Again, they're fudging their ask prices somehow. I shouldn't say fudging. That would indicate that they're doing something illegal or wrong. I don't believe that at all. But they are indeed hedging themselves by 20, 25 cent on their selling ask prices on their websites than what the spot price really is. Not quite sure why. And I've seen this happen in the past. I just figured I'd bring it up again. I also wanted to tell you that there's no better time to go out there and buy 1 ounce, 10 ounce kilos, and 100 ounce bars. The premiums are super cheap right now. And if you got Silver Eagles, let me see if the Silver Eagle price premiums came down as well. They have a little bit. They have a little bit. Silver premium prices have come down by $1 or so, maybe a little bit more. So it looks like both on the buy and sell. But again, if you got silver eagles, you probably should still trade them and put some more silver ones, tens, and hundreds in your pocket without taking a dime out of your pocket. Sell that premium, buy more silver. I told you a couple weeks ago, some people have taken me up on that, and they've done quite well for themselves. Rather have more silver than a bunch of coins with a high premium, which is eventually going to disappear at some time. The premium is going to disappear. Well, I think that's it. This is gold, then guns now, man. People throw that guns in there. A lot of people didn't know that I am a shooter. I've been a shooter since I was a kid. Shooter is the right name. That's a bad name to use. I'm sorry, shooter. Oh my God. God, I'm not a rifleman. I like guns. I've always liked guns since I was a kid. I've owned them since I was 18. A lot of people didn't know that. So I am pro Second Amendment. It's a little sensitive issue for me. I'm not sure how all you feel out there, but I kind of wanted to bring it up that there's a lot of reasons you can't trust governments, and the governments that try to take away your guns from you is certainly people you can't trust for sure. And that was kind of the gist of the quotation at the beginning of the video if you didn't watch it. And that, again, it was yesterday or Friday's video, Gold Then Guns Now. I'd like to thank Marcelo for that title. He kind of thought of it. He could have picked anything for a title on my video on Friday. Talked about all kinds of things that I normally do. Well, let's take a look at the comments here. Man, lots of comments to get through. And I'd like to acknowledge everyone here. Let me move this down. I got to get through these fairly quickly, folks, and let me take a sip. My throat is really dry. I talk all day long. That's a problem with doing these videos in the evening. I talk all day long, and by the time I get around to this... All right, you ready? Here's some silence for you. I'm going to take a sip here. Yes, sir. Heart of Texas, you are first there. Welco Services. At least I earn more than $250 a day, like $230. Gotta like fixing it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was telling a friend of mine, I was bitching about something with a friend of mine this week. And of course, I own a coin shop. I own a business that does jewelry, artwork, antiques, a estate business type of deal. So I'm doing okay for myself. I really am. I'm doing good. I can say that. Always, you want to do better. Everyone does. But I was bitching about some stuff the other day, and a friend of mine looked up at me. I was bitching about having too much crap, too much shit. Because I got a lot of crap. Crap builds up in this type of business when you're buying from people. Low-end stuff. Stuff that's worth $1, $10, $100, less than $100. That stuff builds up over time. And he said to me, he says, yeah, that sounds like a real first world problem. That's true. Every day I'm thankful. I got to remember to look around the world and think that my worst days are some people's best days, and probably the same is with you as well. Hey, Joey, what's up? Gold Then Guns Now, the ladder to protect the former. Oh, I like that. Good call there, dude. Let me blow that up a little bit. Yep, absolutely, 24 karat. RSW says I anticipate current times back. Yeah, I have too. I haven't. My opinion with stockpiling, I have only bought guns since I was a kid because I enjoy them. Never with the intention that I'm going to have to fight my way out of apocalypse with them. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I got some rounds here. I got some things. But I figured, like, if you're ever in a situation where, where you think you're going to need 1,000 rounds of ammo to fight off the hordes, you're fucked. You're fucked already, So, my opinion, and I think a smart thing to do, and what I think all my viewers out here would do, and commenters out here would think of, is that you anticipate that these things are happening, and you get the fuck out of town before it does. All right, because nobody ends up a winner in a shooting war, and ultimately you'll run out of ammo or something bad will happen. But it's a fantasy thinking that you're going to defend your food and your property and water. I don't even want to go there, but no less, I pretty much figured that I'll take my stuff and go someplace quiet if the hordes start coming. Zane, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a viewer. Mr. Trump 1, if you want to be prepared for anything, you must have, there you go, God, guns, grub, and gold. I like that combination. Thanks for commenting. And I think you will, Tim. Relax, man. I think you'll be around. Maybe not to see the end of it. I got to tell you, oh, gosh darn it, what did I just do? I just blew everything up too big. KS Coin says, as always, great stuff. Thank you very much, sir. My head's going to swell up if you keep saying that. Been stacking the last. He's talking about precious metal, ammo, and I would have started. You know, the reason that I have stacked ammo too is because the cost of it. I mean, think about it. Commodities across the board, everything's going up. The cost of ammo is going to go up. So if you got it stored, it just means that, besides the apocalypse thing, what your view is. I think stocking ammo is a great deal because it's going to get real expensive, and it already has. And people that have bought ammo a lot cheaper, you're going to enjoy your shooting days much more. Your range days are going to be so much better and so much cheaper. The fact that you stocked up early. But again, as far as stocking up, thinking that we're going to go through an apocalypse and shoot our way out of shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. Thanks for commenting, KS. Gomer says, BC going to Bitcoin, going to crap, big lawsuits against. Yeah, I read that. That's kind of interesting as well. I don't think that'll hold up very well. I think there's going to be a lot of lawsuits against Elon Musk. I mean, come on. I bet you Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world, has 1,000 lawsuits a day, including paternity suits. A day. All right. Remember Howard Hughes? Remember when everybody was like Howard Hughes? I got his. Anyway, it's a whole different time. But I'm sure Elon Musk is like the weird Howard Hughes of today. Thousands of lawsuits all the time and paternity suits and you name it, I would bet. Gomer says, here's the headline, top line, Elon Musk, SpaceX, Tesla were sued in federal court. Everyone claims that. Yeah, that's exactly what. That's exactly what you said below here. Oh shit. Thank you for commenting, Gomer. I appreciate that. Crypt Blood. One of my brothers out in the crypt land there says that's 31 million tons of ore and possibly 320,000 tons of refined gold. So they claim. I think it's just a claim. And again, I think you could claim that in any given territory, if you dug deep enough down to the core of the earth, you could come up with 5 billion ounces. I mean, I just made that shit up, but it's a claim. I agree with you there, Crypt Blood. T. Lee says, I'd rather pick my silver myself, stay away from my purchase, to ride by mail. Hey, I agree. Again, great reason to buy local. And T, remember, every time you buy local like that, the guy that you're spending your money with, whether he's a grumpy old coin dealer or whether he's a nice person or not, he spends that money locally as well. So you got to look at it in that manner too, keeping your community, keeping the money in your community. I believe that in a big way. Silverliner says there's a dealer advertising to buy ASC for $34 a piece. That's very tempting. I don't think so today. I think $34. Maybe he was at one point. Let's see. View 3 reviews. Who said that? I would sell. And then it wasn't no Silver Eagles, ASCs. Anyways, it could have been Proof Silver Eagles maybe, but then again, that would have been too cheap for Proof Silverliner. Thanks for commenting. Appreciate that. Nice to see you out there. Tree Climber says the BTC chart at today's price has room to fall further. I don't know, man. I'm kind of looking, waiting for the sub 20. I think we saw high 17s for a brief moment, but I believe that we're going to see sub 20 again on crypto. But tough to say. I don't know that market well. If you do, let me know in the comment section what you think. Richard says if it goes to zero, who knows? Platinum before gold and silver first. I don't think it's going to go to zero, but looking at Bitcoin 9K, it'll probably get cheaper. Interesting. 9K. How about you other folks out there listening? At 9K, would you be tempted to buy Bitcoin? I know some of you just absolutely not, but I've got a sneaking feeling it's here to stay for a little while. But where is the bottom in this? Again, 9K sounds tempting to me. Thanks for commenting, 19. American Patriot says, man, we think a lot alike. You know why? All geniuses, all commenters in my videos, all you commenters in my videos are geniuses like myself, and that's why we think alike. So, Patriots, I guess. Keep fighting the good fight, you as well. DeSantis, I like DeSantis as a governor. I'm very happy with him. And quite frankly, I live in Florida. I think he's a good governor, and I think he got us out of a bad place when we were closed down and took the closures. Well, he opened everything up, man. And Florida is so much better for it in so many different ways. Thanks for commenting, American Patriot. I appreciate that. However, I don't want to see him run for president because I want to keep him here in Florida. That's the selfish side of me. Let's keep Governor DeSantis in Florida. I know, that's selfish. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Yeah, I had to go look and see what you're saying. And if you don't know, hit that little button right there. It takes you right there. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. Paul, what's up, dude? Let me know when you make your stuff. I like to see what it looks like. And you know what? You're right. You mentioned a couple times I do need to talk about coins and numismatics. I will. I'm hoping to get some help down here. And maybe once I get a little more help and get a little more free time to do that stuff, and the time to think about what to do, I will. Maybe I'll do those little 30-second bits too. That might not be bad with rare coins. Thanks for watching, Paul. I appreciate that. John, can't argue with that. A lot of people feel the same way, and I respect that opinion because exactly, it's not been around a long time. We still don't know where it's going. Large Farva says 1 ounce of gold per gun, 1 ounce of silver per round of ammo. I like that. That's pretty cool. Thanks for commenting, Farva. Strongman says, great video, sir. Appreciate your humor and honest. I'm funny? Really? Am I like clown funny or haha funny? What a great scene that was, if you remember what I'm talking about. Thanks, Strongman. I appreciate that. Mark says hardcore lead and brass. Yep. Lead and brass. I mean, again, I'm not doing it for Armageddon reasons. I'm doing it for reasons of I know ammo is going to get real expensive, like all commodities, and I've got enough of it. I can go out and shoot for a much cheaper price than I can if I had to go out and shoot and buy new lead and new brass. That's for sure. Gunslinger says bite shit is going to $1 US. I think I'd have to be in at that price, man. That's for sure. 15K by market open. That's a good guess, Bud BB. 15K kind of sounds in that level right now if it has enough support. It doesn't start collapsing through different levels. Thanks for commenting and appreciate that. Volostad says, I'm surprised. Oh, I read this earlier. Still listening, watching your channel. Russia is not going to invade Ukraine. Everyone knew it was going to happen. Come on, man. Everyone knew it was going to happen because Joe Biden said it was going to happen, Volostad. I appreciate you watching and your comment, but no less. When I didn't think Russia was going to, I didn't think that I was going to say, man, that's pretty big balls on Russia and Putin if he does move into Ukraine like that. And I figured he didn't have the balls to do it, but he did. He did. And you know what? You know my opinion on this, and I'm not going to get into that right now. So appreciate your comment, but I'm surprised. Anyways, listen, you don't have to watch my channel, sir. And I'm surprised that you're still watching and listening to it if you didn't like that comment. Hey, thanks for watching anyway, and have yourself a good day. Wayne says, my thought on Bitcoin is it's here to stay, ultimately replacement of the dollar once the economies pound the final nails in this coffin. Bitcoin like in for as long as being good comments there. Appreciate that. Wow, he's got some more stuff here, folks. I recommend, because I got to get through this video, pause this video and read Wayne's comments. Please feel free to comment on Wayne. Just do everything civilly. Of course, everybody that watches my video is civil, intelligent, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Thanks, Wayne. I appreciate the comments. Michael, what's up? And Bill says he doesn't trust Bitcoin either. Either do I. And with that said, sir, thanks for watching, Bill, and that's it. I'm going to get out of this video by saying think for yourself, question authority, and that means, the first, before you can question other people and question authority, the first thing you need to is question your opinion and question your narrative. Where did you get it from? Is it your own? Is it something you derived on your own by facts and evidence and data? Or was it something that was fed to you by mass media, corporate media? Was it fed to you by teachers, even by your parents, even by well-intentioned people? Question is it your own? If it's not, question it, and then you're way better able to question other people and authority. Hey, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Please call us anytime between 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. If you live in South Florida, we're the place to come to when it comes to precious metals, and we'll take care of you. And if you don't live in South Florida, please find yourself a good local dealer that will give you good prices and keep that money in your neighborhood. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.